This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. In many ways, Republicans want to have it both ways. They want to, I'll give you a few examples. One, they want to spend while they have a president who's Republican in office, like Donald Trump, pass massive tax cuts for the wealthy that result in $8 trillion added to the national debt. And then when it comes time to pay the interest on that national debt and raise the debt ceiling based on previous spending, they say no. But they want to claim that they're all about fiscal responsibility. Family values, paying your bills, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. All the code words and the nonsense. But they're refusing to raise the debt ceiling. The other way they want to have it is to support Donald Trump and to be a lackey to Donald Trump, a sycophantic bootlicker to Donald Trump, while kind of denying that Joe Biden's the real president, that there was fraud in the election, but then also not really doing it. And I'm going to show you Steve Scalise, because listen, if you want to hold two positions simultaneously, it's either because you're stupid or you're sinister. And with Steve Scalise, I believe it's because he's sinister. He's a coward, too. He doesn't want to just say what he believes. Because I don't believe he believes the election was stolen. I believe very few elected officials actually believe that that is the case. But they're so afraid of Donald Trump, and by extension, his followers, that they're afraid of the truth. They're afraid to vocalize the truth with their mouth. Watch this moment on Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace. Steve Scalise from Louisiana, congressman from Louisiana, the number 2 Republican in the House of Representatives. He's the minority whip. And Steve will also remember that Steve Scalise is a guy who said that he's just like David Duke, former Grand Wizard of the KKK. He's just like David Duke without all the baggage. I always like to refresh people's memory on that's who this guy is. But watch him with Chris Wallace refusing to admit that the election, to say with his mouth that the election was stolen, but also using other weird language to indicate that he might believe that, because he is a filthy coward. Watch this.
Let me ask you one last question in this regard. Clearly, there were irregularities in the last election. There are irregularities in all elections. But I want to ask you a specific question. Do you think the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump? And in continuing to make that charge, not having states do election reforms, but specifically making this charge that the election was stolen, do you think that hurts, undermines American democracy?
Well, Chris, I've been very clear from the beginning. If you look at a number of states, they didn't follow their state-passed laws that govern the election for president. That is what the United States Constitution says. They don't say that the states determine what the rules are. They say the state legislatures determine the rules.
But the states all
certified. In a number of states, they didn't follow those state legislative.
The states all certified.
Follow those legislative rules. Right, but at the end of the day, are we going to follow what the Constitution says or not? I hope we get back to what the Constitution says, but clearly in a number of states, they didn't follow those legislatively set rules.
So you think the election was stolen?
What I said is there are states that didn't follow their legislatively set rules. That's what the United States Constitution says. And I think there are a lot of people that want us to get back to what the Constitution says we should be doing, not just with elections, with a lot of other things, too. And then there are some people that want to just ignore what the Constitution says and do their own thing. That's been a debate that's been going on in this country for a long time.
But
why don't we just get back to the Constitution? We wouldn't have that problem.
And there certainly can happen. But there are people out there. There was a rally for President Trump yesterday, and a number of people said, Joe Biden's not my president. Donald Trump is my president. I guess the question is, do you think the election, last time I promised, do you think the election was stolen or not? I understand you think there were irregularities and things that need to be fixed. Do you think the election was stolen?
Yeah. And it's not just irregular. It's states that did not follow the laws set, which the Constitution says they're supposed to follow. When you see states like Georgia cleaning up some of the mess and people calling that Jim Crow law, that's a flat-out lie. I think most people need to stand up against that sort of thing.
All right.
Yeah, but the law says, again, the legislature...
That is a parade of cowardice, is what that is. The question is simple. Was the election stolen from Donald Trump? It's a yes or a no. It's about the most simple yes or no answer to be given to any question. And he can't do it. He refuses to do it. And then he also says, if you caught this, that I've been very clear from the very beginning, and then continues to obfuscate and cloud the issue with his answer. He continues to not be clear while saying, I've always been very clear about this. Because he doesn't want to be seen as a clown in the eyes of reasonable people, I would assume. But he also doesn't want the ire of Donald Trump. He doesn't want to fall on the bad side of Donald Trump because they are afraid of the clown man. These seasoned politicians are afraid of Donald Trump, who he himself is a coward and a liar and a charlatan and a grifter. It is a perplexing moment in American history. I'd love to know what you think. Are you represented by Steve Scalise? I'd really love to know what you think. If you're represented by Steve Scalise, you can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. That would be great. Hey, listen, if you've been on the fence, you watch me all the time, if I bring you any value at all, I would appreciate you considering supporting my work here on the platform for as little as $2 a month. You can help produce my work, become a channel member, click the join button below, or head on over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All these are great ways to support my work. Follow me on, excuse me, the voice again. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. And in the meantime, I got to go because this voice is, it's not lasting long. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.